Who, you didn't ask, was the world's first recorded magician? Are you ready? His name was Jedi. Sometimes pronounced Jedi for all you Star Wars fans. In 1823, archaeologist and explorer Henry Westcar discovered a series of scrolls which came to be known as the Westcar Papyrus. Here's what Henry Westcar looked like, and here's what one of the scrolls looked like. It's not known how Westcar acquired the scrolls. Probably stole them. After having the scrolls translated, one of the stories is about the great magician Jedi, and it supposedly took place 4,500 years earlier. The papyrus says that King Khufu, the king of Egypt at the time, had heard of this great magician named Jedi. Jedi had the ability to reattach decapitated heads on animals, as well as prophesying the future. It was said that Jedi had a pet tiger that followed him everywhere he went, and also that Jedi ate 500 loaves of bread a day, as well as a shoulder of beef and 100 jars of beer. My kind of guy. King Khufu instructed one of his sons to go visit Jedi and ask him if he would come back and visit the king in his palace. It is important to note in this story that King Khufu told the son to ask Jedi to come instead of demanding that he come, which meant that the king apparently somewhat feared Jedi, which is important to the story. Failed to mention that Jedi is supposedly 110 years old. When the son went to his home, he found a man who appeared to be nowhere near that old. Jedi was an upright, standing, very strong-looking man. Jedi agreed to go back to visit King Khufu with the son. He took along his entire library, his children, as well as the tiger. When Jedi appeared before the king, King Khufu asked Jedi if he would perform the miracle of reattaching a decapitated head. Jedi said yes. Then Khufu offered to go get a slave and have Jedi perform it on a slave. Jedi said, "No, I want no harm to come to a human. Instead, bring me a goose." A goose was brought to Jedi. Jedi took a knife, cut off the goose's head, clearly showed the head in one hand and the goose's headless body in the other. Then he reattached the head, put the goose on the floor, and the goose waddled off. Jedi performed the decapitation trick 2 more times at least, once on what is just called another type of waterfowl, as well as some kind of beast, which may have been a calf or a cow. Turns out King Khufu had an ulterior motive. He wanted to find out what Jedi knew about the Temple of Thoth. Thoth was the god of wisdom in ancient Egypt. You see, Khufu was going to be the builder of the Great Pyramid of Giza. And he wanted all the information he could find out about the Temple of Thoth. Well, Jedi tells the king, "I cannot share that information with you. It's not ordained. I can only share it with the firstborn son of the third pharaoh in line." Some historians think that Jedi was simply a fairy tale, that he wasn't a real person. I have reason to believe that he may have actually existed. I'm going to do a part 2 to this video to explain why I think that.